is what I tell myself when I'm starting something new. I don't really know how it's gonna get done. I don't even maybe have the belief yet built completely that it's gonna work out. Like, I know what my next steps are. And these 3 beliefs I'm going to give you are extremely supportive for shifting and pivoting in moments when you're starting something new that's bigger than you've ever done before. When you're opening up to something that you really, really want, that you don't know how it's gonna happen, or to something that you're ready to let go of and you don't know exactly how to let it go. This can often look like relationships, money, beliefs, places, people, right? There's so many things that we're letting go of. And the first belief that I want to share with you is not necessarily about doing more, changing more, being different. It's actually about accepting that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. You can hear the clock, the bells of the church ringing here in Europe. The first thing is that you don't need to be anyone else, do anything different, do more, take this action step. The first thing to know is actually that where you are is exactly perfect. Where you are is where you're meant to be. And in this moment, you have all of the resources that you need. You have the resources from areas that you can't even see yet. For example, like one time, I mean, it's actually a crazy story. I went to Colombia. I wanted to completely shift my business, do more peace building projects, and figure out how can I go and see what's going on there in this moment in my life where I didn't have any connections to organizations in Colombia. And all of a sudden, the hosts that I'm staying with happen to have the best friend who's working central in the peace building process with a group called FARC. And they were considered a revolutionary group, a terrorist group, depends on who you're asking. And he invited me to come and work with the integration process of FARC back into community, into society, and see what's going on there. And what's interesting is I didn't really speak Spanish. I didn't really know this guy for more than a couple weeks. I didn't know how I was gonna get there. And yet all of these things started to be arranged and opening up for me. So I have this very interesting thing showing up out of life because I started to accept where I was, that I didn't know how to make it happen, and that I don't have to know everything now. Oh, let me move more into the light. Second thing, after we're accepting where we are and what we know and what we don't know, it's exactly where we're supposed to be. The second thing that I always remember is that every time I always show up for myself, I always pull it off. I'm still sitting here today. I just found out about some big body issues in my feminine area that could have been much, much more severe if I found out about them 2 months later. And so we get to know that we always show up for ourselves. We are always there for ourselves. We always follow through. We always create from the standards of which we have. That brings me to the third point, is I am intimate with my standards. I get to be intimate with what I'm available for in life. I get to be intimate with what I'm open to receiving. If I have resistance around receiving a lot of money or making an offer for someone or an invitation that this is how much it is to work with me, and I have resistance, then I get to look at my standards and my boundaries of my own focus and attention and go and do the work. It's so much simpler than we often give ourselves credit for or space to feel. There's a simplicity in creating that many of us miss out on. And because we're thinking it's too complicated, or I don't have what it takes, or I'm not credible enough for this, we get caught up in this frustration. We get caught up in a frustration of, I haven't taken the right action yet. I don't have the right resources. They're not doing enough for me. Forget them. Fill in the blank word, right? This is really where ownership and responsibility comes into play, and not responsibility from like the heavy kind of side of things, but responsibility from, wow, I have so much more power in this situation than I thought I did. And if I just let myself be seen here, that I failed or that I didn't create the results I want everybody to think, or that I don't have it all together. If I just let people see me, the people with the resources, the people with the support, to help me create, or the things, or the animals, or nature. This moment of surrender and letting people see me where I am allows me to be fully responsible. And that's where magic is created. Okay, so those are 3 beliefs, 3 simple beliefs, 3 thought processes that can come through you when you're facing something hard that you've never done before, when you're facing something new that you've never done before, when you're facing an embodiment and integration process that feels like, why is this not working yet? Be in the journey, be where you are, because it's exactly where you're supposed to be, by the way. I think that's pretty wise. I think someone said that before. Maybe a few more people before me. I don't know. Anyway, with so much love and so much light, like this video if you enjoyed watching it, subscribe if you want to flow in more, and leave a comment below to let me know what you think and what kind of questions you're percolating on in life, questions that you are facing in life that you're not exactly sure how to face yet. And I would love to talk about them. All right, my name is Taylor, and I will catch you next time on The Wealthy Changemaker. Ciao.